Hey guys, welcome back and thanks for stopping on in today. If you're interested in getting our daily free pick over at our main website, you can check out stumpthespread.com by clicking the logo in the top right hand corner of this video, and we'll also link Stump the Spread in the video description. Our free pick winner came through yesterday as Monmouth went on to go on and blow out Siena on the road, covering in convincing fashion. Been having a bit of success with our daily free pick, so I highly recommend you go over there and check that out. In this video, I'm going to be touching on about 7 matchups and who I think is the better pick against the spread. I'm going to be going through these matchups a little bit quicker than I typically do so I can get through more of these games here in a timely fashion. If you're interested in getting more of this video pick content in the future, you can click that subscribe button, and also any thumbs up on the video are greatly appreciated. So heading right into today's video, the first matchup we have is over in the ACC between Wake Forest and Clemson. Wake Forest, winners of 3 of their last 4, including a really impressive result, winning by 30 points in their last outing. Wake Forest has been one of the better offensive performing teams in the ACC this season, but they do sacrifice their defense a little bit. But it's also not like this team is completely inept on the defensive end, and they've been just showing really solid offensive output. This is one of those bubble games. Wake Forest going on the road here against a Clemson squad who's really been struggling in the ACC, winners of just 2 of their last 11 games. And Clemson, their solid results back during the non-conference can only go so far if they're not able to pick up some more wins here down the stretch in the ACC to get into the NCAA tournament potentially. Should be a very competitive matchup. We like what we've been seeing out of Wake Forest as of late, especially in their last outing where they were able to win in blowout fashion against NC State, while Clemson has just been, even though they've been really competitive in a number of their defeats, they've just had a really tough time coming through and picking up wins. In what should be another competitive game for the Clemson Tigers, we're going to go ahead and side with Wake Forest, getting the 3 to 3.5 points right now as the better bet against the spread. Alright, so the next game I want to talk about is going to be in the Big Ten between Rutgers and Purdue. Rutgers finds himself in the basement of the Big Ten again this year, and this is a team that's no stranger to being blown out, more specifically on the road, going into a really tough environment here against a Purdue squad that could be overlooking this matchup, but Purdue, throughout the regular season, has picked up a number of very convincing wins on their home court. Rutgers will look to try to slow the pace of play and really turn this thing ugly. I'm not sure if they're going to have all that much success in doing that against a Purdue team that has shown the ability to really put up some strong numbers on the offensive side of the ball. We feel like Purdue's offense is just head and shoulders above where Rutgers is right now, and behind the strength of their home court advantage, we are going to go ahead and side with Purdue to go on to win and cover this large spread at home. Moving over to the MAC, we have a game here against Bowling Green and Western Michigan. Bowling Green, they've been getting a little bit healthier as of late, which has boosted them overall. Even though Bowling Green came up short in their last outing against the red-hot Buffalo Bulls, this is still a team that's been trending up overall, and Bowling Green has picked up some nice recent wins both at home and on the road. They're going on the road here today against Western Michigan, who finds himself clustered up with every other team over in the MAC West in what's a division that just has incredible parity, as we've seen throughout conference play in the MAC thus far. Western Michigan hasn't necessarily been playing all that consistent ball throughout conference play, and their offense has shown the ability to put up some solid results, but their defense has been a major liability. Bowling Green picking up a recent win on the road in their last road outing, and we do feel like Bowling Green can keep things competitive again today here on the road. Going in here against Western Michigan, getting the 8 points, we feel like Bowling Green is going to be the better value bet against the spread. All right, moving on down to the SEC, we have a matchup here between Tennessee and Kentucky. Tennessee played really well against Kentucky not all that long ago, and this is a Tennessee squad that probably isn't going to be making the NCAA tournament, but a young group that has a lot of potential, and even they've been playing ahead of where most people expected them to be this year under head coach Barnes. Very athletic team with a high ceiling, but also have shown some inconsistent results, both on their home court and on the road. But also when they are playing with focus and that passion and desire, we've seen Tennessee really turn in some surprising, impressive results this regular season. So it'll be interesting to see if Tennessee is able to poke the bear here again, going on the road against a Kentucky squad that's been you know, winning rather consistently, but also having, you know, stubbing their toes along the way, especially more recently. Obviously, a very young Kentucky squad, but that's pretty much the case every year with Kentucky as they continue to reload with their highly regarded recruiting classes on a year-in, year-out basis under head coach Calipari. Not all that confident in this particular Kentucky squad come the NCAA tournament. We just don't feel like they have the necessary veteran experience that some of the better Kentucky squads we've seen over the past 5 to 10 years have had. So in this game, going to be a revenge game here for Kentucky, but with the spread shifting up to 14 points, we do feel like the Tennessee Vols getting the points in this one is going to be the better value bet against the spread, especially with Kentucky showing that, you know, they don't blow everyone out at home. They've had a number of very competitive home games, especially over the past month or so. So we're going to go ahead and side with the Vols here, getting the 14 points as the better bet against the spread. Moving on down to another SEC matchup, we have a contest here between Florida and Auburn. Florida has looked like the best team in the SEC over the past month or so, and that includes their blowout win at home against Kentucky. Florida doesn't necessarily have the most elite talent and, you know, high caliber scoring options, but this is a group that has a bunch of quality guys that share the ball well and can spread the ball around to a number of different scoring options. Really an unselfish group that plays for each other, and that can have, you know, that can play well come the NCAA tournament, but it can also hinder a squad if, you know, they get into those situations where they need to have that one go-to guy, and Florida tends to go with their matchup advantages over just siding with one particular guy on a game-to-game basis, which, you know, also has its benefits as well. Florida going on the road here against an Auburn squad that's actually quietly been playing some pretty solid ball over the past month. Over in the SEC Big 12 Challenge, Auburn went on the road against TCU and picked up that win by 8 points. What was a really impressive result there for the Tigers. Auburn fell apart in their last outing in their defeat, but a team that has a quality home court advantage and is definitely starting to trend in the right direction, at least over the last month of play. And Auburn could be pushing for a potential bid into the NIT, which would be a great developmental experience for this young developing squad there in the SEC under head coach Pearl. We feel like Auburn can keep things competitive today against a Florida squad that might be overlooking this one, especially given their recent successes. So we're going to go ahead and side with Auburn and the 10 points as the better bet against the spread. Scrolling on down here to a matchup over in the Big Ten between Ohio State and Michigan State. This is a rematch of a game that we saw about 3 or 4 weeks ago in Big Ten play. Ohio State was able to come through in that one, getting past Michigan State at home behind their strong home court advantage. And now Ohio State's going to go into this one and try to prove themselves on the road against the Spartans. You know, Ohio State picked up a recent win on the road against Michigan, what was a really great result for the Buckeyes, but Ohio State also does have a number of recent defeats on the road, and some of those by double digits. Ohio State has largely been very competitive throughout Big Ten play, keeping pretty much all of their games in that 10-point range or so. We feel like Ohio State has the horses to compete here again with Michigan State. It's going to be a bit tougher this time around going on the road, but with this spread shifting up to 8 points, we feel like the Ohio State Buckeyes are going to be the better bet against the spread in this one. And just one more game that I want to touch on in today's video. It's going to be between Marist and St. Peter's. I've been siding with St. Peter's a lot against the spread over the past month or so, but this has really been more the case where St. Peter's has performed above expectations on the road. For whatever reason, the Peacocks don't necessarily always bring the same, you know, level of effort on their home court, and you know, St. Peter's just been really hit or miss at home, especially in terms of their offensive production. Going here against Marist, who is a bottom tier team in the MEAC right now, but Marist is probably better than their overall record would suggest. This is a squad that's largely been able to keep things respectable in their defeats in conference play, and this is one of those matchups where both teams won't mind having the final score playing in the 50 to 60 point range, and with that being the case, these points do have a bit more value. We feel like St. Peter's, they've had quite a bit of recent success, and they might be overlooking this matchup against Marist. We're going to go ahead and side with the Marist Red Foxes, getting the 12.5 points right now as the better bet against the spread in this matchup. So that's going to do it for the games that I wanted to touch on in today's video. Again, if you're interested in getting our daily free pick over at our main website, you can check out stumpthespread.com by clicking on the logo in the top right-hand corner of this video, and we'll also put Stump the Spread in the video description. Also, if you're interested in getting more of this pick content in video format in the future, you can click that subscribe button, and any thumbs up are greatly appreciated. So thanks, guys, for stopping on in today, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.